Welcome along, guys, for another round of great GT1 racing here at Spa-Francorchamps. We're here for the round 3 of the FIA GT1 2010 series held on Sim Racing Online. Of course, check them on the internet, simracingonline.co.uk. They have very good racing series going on many sims. But yeah, this time we're here for Spa. Spa being the mid-round on the championship, so we're halfway through the series, round 3 out of 5. Today, the 24th of July. Now, qualifying is already underway, and as always, we are seeing a lot of 4GTs that proved to be the machine to beat in Brno last time around. If you missed the race in Brno, check Sim Racing Online on YouTube because they have all the broadcasts reported here. So yeah, enjoy, and it's gonna be great. And Spa always delivers, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a cracking race today.
Yeah, absolutely, Laura. It's going to be a fantastic race. I tried some laps before the stream this afternoon, and this track is really difficult. I spoke to some of the drivers while I was on the server, and they said to me that the game changer could really be Eau Rouge, because they find it really difficult to do, and it's going to be a race where the winner probably will be the one who can make less mistakes. So let's see how it overcomes this beautiful race, and Talvice with a pretty new livery.
Yeah, Talvice, of course, with a new livery developed by Brad Eriksson, which is one of the livery designers on Sim Racing Online. Look at that 4GT. Such a cool livery, and credit to Barrett Eriksson for that design.
Yeah, very good design, and what a surprise we have in front at the moment with Phil Brown making the fastest lap in 2:05.3. Great lap, very fast lap.
It's a great lap. That's a great lap.
Great lap. What a surprise! Phil Brown
was
not
improving in the first sector.
Ooh,
and
he's going to the pit.
Lap aborted.
He aborted. He probably made a mistake in the second sector. He was up a couple of seconds. Tony Talvice, of course, the guy to beat at the moment alongside Johnny Gutierrez. They are first and second in the driver's standings with those beautiful 4GTs. Gutierrez in the Corvette, on the other hand, and has proved to be one of the fastest drivers on the Corvette, which is not your ideal car from the looks of it. As we know, Brno was an old 4GT track, but Johnny Gutierrez was able to come out on top with that beautiful red Corvette.
Yeah.
And now, just about 4 minutes left into the qualifying. I wonder, the gaps are pretty high, pretty large. Brown and Gutierrez in about 0.4 of a second. Of course, Gutierrez about to start a new flying lap. There he goes around the bus stop chicane. But Talvice almost 1 second off the pace. I mean, it's kind of unusual.
I mean, let's take in mind that this track is not too long, but a little bit longer. 7 kilometers. Not sure what that is in miles. It should be in the 5 miles. The track is very long. There's a lot of corners, and by the time you're done with your outlap, your tires could be overheated if you're not careful enough. So you gotta be careful on the second sector going up to the third sector to start up your lap to get the maximum out of your car.
Absolutely, and the most important thing is that, as we always say at the first two races, these cars have much oversteer on the high-speed corners, and the most technical part of Spa is made of exactly high-speed corners. So it's going to be very difficult for the drivers to keep the cars in line, especially for example at Pouhon, which is one of the most difficult part of the track. Let's see how Gutierrez is going to manage these two high-speed corners. Let's see, and look at the entry with a little bit on oversteer, as I was telling before.
Yeah, it's always scary to have that little bit of oversteer with the Corvette, but we can see Gutierrez already smashing it with that purple sector right now, going into his second sector, coming up to this corner, which is a little bit curved, which requires to keep up your speed because there's a long straight coming up ahead with a slight turn to the right as he goes to the last chicane to finish his lap. Now let's see what Johnny Gutierrez can do.
He's just about improving for the best sector. Second sector of them all by less than 1/10 of a second now. Gutierrez up for maybe a low 205, lower than the 205.3 just recorded. There he goes around the bus stop chicane. Corvette really looking tidy.
I mean, take a listen at those
2
downshifts.
minutes mark now.
He did it!
Yeah, it's a 205.0. What a great lap by Johnny Gutierrez.
Great lap.
Puts himself in provisional pole position with Phil Brown just about 3/10 down on the Corvette, and with 1 minute left, that's gonna be hard for Brown to match. I don't think.
Talvitia with a purple
any
sector in
problems
sector
now getting
1.
pole position.
Yeah, like Ricardo
Well,
mentioned,
as I
take a
say
look at
that-
this, Lorenzo.
Tony Talvice.
He's definitely throwing the hammer with his beautiful skin made by Bear Ericsson for him and for John Villegas as well. Look at that livery, isn't it beautiful?
Absolutely. And with a beautiful Finnish flag on the roof.
Yeah, I like the red accents added into it. As you can see, the Sim Racing Online sticker as well, as we see Tony Talviti going through that S double corner. Goes a little bit off track. Not sure if that's allowed. I assume it is, as his slap is still valid. Bumps it up a little bit.
Oh, and the 4GT looking on the edge as we go around Paul Frere corner. Now towards Stavolo corner, this long right-hander now. This section is tricky because we are up to Blanchimont now, which of course you must try to take flat. There we go. Left-hander, the 4GT absolutely on the edge.
Yeah, but
And
notice Lorenzo.
I don't think he's gonna get the pole position though, because he was.
I don't really know. It's
Yeah,
sector.
I was gonna mention that, Lorenzo. Notice his green sector too.
It's a personal best nonetheless. Let's see how it does.
It
Just
puts him
about less than 1/10 of a second
99.
separate Talvice and Gutierrez.
Yeah, and we already saw a big difference between the cars because I saw Gutierrez not using too much the curb on the inside of the truck, and Talvice being instead really aggressively on the corner inside. So it's probably gonna be a difference in the. I don't know if in the setup or in the car. And Ericsson,
Ooh, look at that!
What I told you, boys.
To the wall, to the window.
He was improving in his
Yeah, he
first
was.
sector. He was up his personal best. He may have tackled Nick Newcomb's P6 at the moment. So it's a kind of unusual grid, as Gutierrez proves that the Corvette is no slouch, putting the Corvette in P1, topping the charts for the qualifying of round 3.
I mean, it must be devastating for Talviti to lose it by 0.099 to get that P1.
Yeah, that's marginal.
Absolutely. It would have been nice, but it was absolutely, I must imagine he must have been going all over the line to get that, but this is a tricky track. It's not easy to do. It's easier said than done.
Yeah. As I was saying, I tried a few laps before in this afternoon, and I was really struggling keeping the car on the track, especially the 3 fastest point of the track, which are Orouge, Pouhon, and Blanchimont. I think these really 3 corners are going to be the game changers of the race, because these corners are going to be the most difficult one to do.
So the starting order for Spa-Francorchamps: Johnny Gutierrez in the Corvette in P1, followed by Tony Talvice, then Phil Brown alongside Roberto Balli in P3 and P4 respectively. Then we have John Villegas, another 4GT in P5, Newcomb switching from the Lamborghini to the Ford in P6, Bart Ericsson, another 4GT in P7. Then we have Didier Coelho in P8, Rob Milliken in P9 with the Corvette, Paul Hopham in P10. I still don't know how to pronounce his name. Anyway, P11 for Gilles da Silva, P13 for Stephen Wenham, and P14 for Mark Atkins, as last for an accident in qualifying, they told me, Miguel Santos with the 4GT. Of course, Miguel Santos didn't start the first two races because of some problems of some sort, and he's now back, and it's great to see him back. Miguel Santos, don't forget, he was driving the DPI cars in the previous IMSA series. So yeah, great to see him here in P15. Warm up pretty much halfway through as we see a beautiful Aston Martin GT1 car going around the second sector. This is Rivage corner, now towards Speaker's corner. Now, the funny story is this corner has no name, but it was commonly called Speaker's Corner because it's one of the corners you can actually see from the commentator's tower back in the front straightaway. You can just see it in the middle of the forest, so that's Speaker's Corner, from what I understand. Coming up now to the chicane before the third sector. Now, this corner is tricky because the curb, you can lean on the curb, but you have to trust guts with the car because it's so easy to lose the back.
That's some great insight. Actually, I myself didn't know that. I didn't know that corner did have a name because it's
Yeah,
unusual.
I actually found out during the 24 Hours of Spa, which I watched in 2017. Was one of the first times I actually followed it in its entirety, and such a cool facts. You find out about the things when you follow motorsports, and if you want to follow good motorsports or sim racing in general, Sim Racing Online is there for you, man, and check them out on internet and join Either Racing Team on Discord and Instagram as well. We have plenty of stuff coming up in the next couple weeks, so stay with us.
Now, something I want to bring up to you, Lorenzo and Ricardo, and the viewers, the championship is going on right now between, we have two contenders, Johnny Gutierrez, Tony Talviti, only divided by 7 points. Johnny Gutierrez leading with 40 points and Tony Talviti 33 points. Obviously, next time we will show you all the grid so you can see the championship, but you can check it out on the Sim Racing Online. Now, 7 points, as we know, to score in this series, you have to be in the top 10. Isn't that right, Lorenzo?
Absolutely, and it's pretty much the old system that Formula One used to use back towards the mid 2000s. So the guy in P1 gets 10 points, and then from then on you get 2 points out of the total amount. So it's P1 for 10 points, P2 for 8 points, and so on and so forth. So it's really easy to lose points. You cannot afford to finish on outside the top 10. Otherwise, you're pretty much you're done. Your chances of battling for the championship are over, since this is a very short championship. 25 points for P1, 18 for P2, 15 points for whoever comes in P3, 12 points in P4, 10 for P5, and then 8-6 for 2-1 towards the 10. Now, of course, this means that the P1 is heavier than it used to be in the previous series, both the S397 Endurance series that we streamed here in the winter, and also the IMSA series, where everybody pretty much got points up until P20, 25. So it's more important here to win, you could say.
Yes, something
Warm
also...
up is over, and yeah, we're just about jumping to the race in a few moments.
Yes.
Sorry, I went on you and on Ricardo now as well. Go ahead, Ricardo.
No, I was saying that because of the point system right now, Talvici just need to score the first place to get the championship even and bring it to the next two races. So it's going to be really fun race because they seem to be really close, and we have to mention Bill Brown too, because he was able to keep the pace of these two guys because he was 3/10 down, and in a race 3/10 down are nothing with the draft. So it's going to be, I think, triple threat for the winning.
Oh, absolutely. Something else I just want to mention before we're done with the formation lap. There is a mandatory pit stop, and the event has a mandatory pit stop to change all four tires, just like the official series. And the pit stop window is between 35 and 25 minutes to go. Now, last race, we saw a driver, I forgot his name, who had a penalty for, I think he was disqualified for pitting just like after the 35 minutes. So drivers must be careful on that time to pit and pay attention to that as well as racing at the same time.
Oh, that is on the setup. He's keep creating sparkles down the corners.
Ooh, sorry to cut you off,
Very, very
Ricardo.
low.
Somebody got a penalty. Ekins have a penalty. Now, I believe that's because of the jump start.
Probably,
I
yeah.
suppose, yeah, probably. It's common for most sim racing games to get penalties to drivers if they see you moving, even a tad bit. So, yeah, it's probably a jump start.
Now, I don't recall I've seen this name, Mark Ekins. Have you guy seen it? It seems like a new guy to me, rookie maybe.
I think he was. I think he was racing.
Yeah, I raced against him in the ACC series. I used to race against him in the ACC series. I saw watch him in the ACC series. Never saw him on R Factor 2. Not remember to see him in a race in R Factor 2. But let's see how we can manage his first race. And I want to mention that Miguel Santos was one of the fastest guy according to the server updates before the quali. He was able to pull out a 2054, so I pretty think he can be in the he can be climbing back the grid.
I'm sure he can as we go down Pouon section, these two fast left-handers downhill section. So easy to lose the car here, but the track helps you a little bit with the camber. Such a cool track, Spa, isn't it?
One of my favorites.
Oh, absolutely astonishing in Belgium, and obviously a lot of it's located in a because I lived in Liège, and this track was only about 40 kilometers away from where I lived, and I'll tell you that place is like there's a lot of mountains. It's a lot of it's a very high place to let's say to get to, because you would think it, because when you play on the sim you don't know that elevation changes until you're actually on the track, and then you see it for yourself.
Yeah, real drivers who made Eau Rouge, they say that Eau Rouge is like a wall. This moment you just see the sky and nothing else. And basically the Radillon entrance is a blind corner. So I mean, it's a fantastic truck. One of probably my favorite truck in front of all. It was a pity to hear that F1 was thinking about keeping the truck out of the calendar, but luckily they changed their mind.
Yeah, as we
It's not,
cross.
surely not what we're gonna discuss here because
Yeah, absolutely,
we're just about starting to race. Gutierrez alongside Talvice. We're gonna be racing in a few seconds. It's go at Spa, and Johnny Gutierrez still not keeping the speed
I think he
up.
got baited there, Lorenzo. It starts now. There you go.
Okay, so they use the second line. Now Johnny Gutierrez smartly moving to the outside to cut the 4GT off. Talvice now in second place with Brown with a great start.
Oh, because
Yeah, that's some weird dances by the cars on the back.
Yeah,
the back.
That was some.
for the first time we go into Eau Rouge. Gutierrez with a comfortable lead over Talvice, I must say. And there's a car off. There's a car off in Eau Rouge. I think it was Newcomb and Roberto Baldi coming into contact in Eau Rouge. We didn't actually see that. We only saw it for a tad bit in the camera. I think Newcomb collected Bali or the other way around, and they went off at Rouge. That's surely going to be damage to both cars. as we now go through the midfield.
And wow, look at this.
Look at this livery.
Remembering the Gulf livery of the old GT40. Beautiful.
We're trying to get the replay from the start. Not sure what happened between Newcomb and Bali. They were starting P6 and P7 respectively. They're now down to P13. So a great shame. Yeah, look at that. They went side by side. I think Newcomb on the inside there.
Yeah. Ooh, and they touched.
Oh, and Bali misjudging it completely.
I don't think they got that much damage.
They were so lucky to not hit the wall there.
I don't believe they collected a lot of damage. Maybe some front fender and rear fender.
Not.
So lucky
just
to
a bit of
escape
touch
without a DNF, because that's not the place you want to go off. And I must say, Miguel Santos, out of that, he gained a lot of places and is now chasing Rob Milliken, who is fighting, as a matter of fact, with Paul Upham in the Aston Martin, one of the very few Aston Martins left on the
as
track.
I told you guys, look at Santos.
Look at Santos.
Oh my God, that was a
move,
forced move
if
I've ever seen one. I will try to put the
diving
names.
up the inside of Rob Milliken.
I don't think he's gonna give up on that, is he?
And Paul Upham.
Of course not. Oh, hopefully they don't touch. They
Squeezing
don't.
tight. Great move
What a
by
pass
Miguel
from Miguel
Santos. Told you guys, it's one guy to keep an eye on, because he was one of the fastest guys right now, and he's demonstrating that with a brilliant start.
Ooh, I think he. There we go.
Upham.
Oh no, that's not something
That's
he
going
wants
to be
to.
heavy damage to the Aston Martin. A big crunch into
Will he
the
be able
outside
to rejoin
wall.
the race?
We hope so. We definitely hope so. He's trying to
Seems
move
like
it.
he got a big
I don't hear his
damage
engine.
there.
I don't hear his
Terminal
engine.
damage.
Yeah, engine is gone. Engine is gone. Wow, very unfortunate.
Such
That
a
was
shame.
a heavy crash. Could have been fatal if it was.
That was a big spin. I'm not sure if he lost it, maybe bottoming out on the top of the hill.
Yeah, Upham retired for him. Bad news for the race.
Yeah.
But we told you guys, we told
Unfortunate.
you,
I'm
Oruge
pretty
can be a
sure
game changer.
He bottomed out at the lowest part of Eau Rouge Radion complex. Now, when you bottom out, what happens is you
Santos
Check
lean
Miguel
down
over.
in
Santos,
Pujon.
Lorenzo. Sorry to cut you off, but there was Miguel Santos pulling up his elbows and getting past.
Oh, and
Oh,
Gilles
the
Silva
my God.
Silva.
almost
Silva is not.
collecting damage there. Rob Milliken is now putting pressure on him, that's for sure.
And
Yeah.
Santos making a move down Pujon. What a move. What a move.
I mean, guys, a lot of things are going on right now. I mean, the Silva, as we watch him on other series, always been on the relaxing side. Now he found himself in a situation where there's a lot of cars around, everybody trying to pass him as he's trying to pass. As we see now, the Corvette on his side.
And Newcomb making up some places there.
You need to be careful though, because Rob Milliken is going to try to move on the bus stop chicane. Gilles Silva protecting the line very good and locking up the tires. Is Rob Milliken. I think he has tremendous top speed and he's struggling to keep the Corvette under braking. Now Nick Newcomb will be wanting to get these guys out of the way as fast as possible, because he needs to recover those places he lost with Roberto Bali in the beginning of the race.
And look at Santos, he's already on the tail of Coelho. Wow, what a battle we're seeing at the first laps. What brilliant battles are we looking at?
Look at this cam right here. The 4GT.
Oh no!
Milliken.
To the wall again! What is going on, guys? What's is
And
this?
that's the retirement as well, because the engine died.
Oh,
Incredible stuff.
God. We told you guys. And the Silva making a
Silva
mistake.
again.
With a braking problem. That's the third time we see
And
him
Newcomb
locking up.
thanking the two guys in front of him.
I mean, seems turning out to be a very dangerous track to keep
It's a
it.
DNF for Rob Milliken, and we are sorry for him, because that was tough. Tough to accept. In 8 minutes of racing, we already lost two cars at the same place with a pretty similar dynamic of crash. Not sure if the cars are too low, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he
you
touched.
see him
Yeah,
bottoming
Ah, he
out.
just lost it.
Very low.
It was an oversteer.
Crunching the wall on the outside.
I think Lorenzo was like an oversteer mid corner. I mean, if we can go back and look at it again. I mean, as you can see right
Oh
here,
yeah,
he
he
just
loses the back completely. The car lifted pretty much.
yeah.
As the elevation change hits the car, of course, these cars do not produce the same downforce that modern GT cars do, but that's a setup problem. I
I
think
mean,
they're
take a
running
look at
low
Paul
wind.
Abraham, Lorenzo. This is the same place for Paul
Oh,
Abraham.
but
Look at it,
that's
yeah, it's
different though.
Yeah, that
That's
is
different
different.
because
Yeah, it is
if you
different.
see, he lost it on in the middle part of the corner, in the middle section. Yeah, you see, he lost it way before Rob Milliken did. He's already loose. Look at that.
Boom to the wall. Well,
But
that's how.
I really have the sensation that this is going to be a survival race.
I mean,
Let's
we
see.
lost 3 man down right now.
Yeah.
Well, if we head back down to Tony Talviti chasing Gutierrez, who's been smashing lap times over and over.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I mean, Lorenzo,
Oh
Ricardo.
my
Each
god.
time I go in a car, they're about to crash. Like I don't understand
That's
anymore.
that's a lucky escape from Tony Salvice. Great car control because he almost put it in the
Absolutely.
wall. How did he keep it on the track? I have no idea.
Yeah.
And you
And these
gotta
two
have
guys
some
are building some
guts.
gap.
Yeah, go ahead, Ricardo.
Yeah, I was saying that these two guys are building some gaps from Phil Brown and Vidi Guest. Probably going to be maybe they are working together to build some gap and then have the battle for himself for the first position. I don't know.
I mean, VD Guest isn't too far if we take a look at him. He's about 2 seconds behind Phil Brown, who himself is 2 seconds behind Tony Talviti. So the battle for the first place isn't far from over. It's actually getting started, if not.
Gilles da Silva, the first guy to pit. I'm not sure why. Of course, outside the pit window, so that's going to be a penalty for
I
him.
think you're
As we
allowed to
get
pit for
a
damage.
maybe some damages,
a third DNF, unfortunately for Ekins. Torrid race for him with the penalty at the beginning and now probably damage. So that's the third DNF. 12 cars left on the track nonetheless. Tony Talvice now chasing Johnny Gutierrez trailing Johnny Gutierrez by 1.5 seconds. I'm pretty sure Santos is gonna try his best to battle with Barrett Ericsson, although that's not the guy you want to have in front of you because we know how fast it can be, and also how strategic it can become towards the end of the race. So, good thing the Corvette is leading. I'm pretty happy with the Corvette leading because we have so many 4GTs, and it's good to see a different car making a show for it.
I mean,
This
take
is
a look at this.
demonstrating. Yeah, and this is
Slight
demonstrating that
oversteer out
Gutierrez
of
is
Lasor.
doing. Sorry, I was saying that Gutierrez. This demonstrates how Gutierrez is doing the difference right now as a driver, because he seems to be the only one.
That is
Oh my God.
scary. I can't get over that, guys. I don't know if you guys can. That is always gets me up in my chair.
This is brown coat.
The eau rouge is really it gets you up it gets you up on your toes. It is really scary.
It is, especially with these cars.
I mean, it's a Corvette. I mean, as a stock car, it's meant to go in a straight line. But obviously, with modification, it turned into now a GT1 car, which is a great car for GT1 if it's under the right driver. And in this case, obviously, Johnny Gutierrez is the man for the job. But Tony Talviti only 1 second
Tony
behind.
Talvice now. Tony Talvice is faster than Johnny Gutierrez in the first sector, although Johnny is able to make the difference, to make most of the slow corners and the technical part of the track. So 4GT obviously on a more probably an extreme setup because I see the 4GT is loose. Look at that. Tony Talvice has to control it under braking because the rear end just want to snap out of you. So I think Johnny Gutierrez has a better setup on the Corvette.
Yeah, but maybe less swing from Tony Talvice, which is making him capable of more top speed, but makes the car more difficult to drive on the technical part. It should be faster here and on the first sector.
We have Santos now literally glued to Barrett Ericsson. That's one battle to watch.
I mean, you want to hear something, Lorenzo Ricardo? Johnny Gutierrez is the Corvette leading, but he's followed by, I believe, all of them are Fords. We have Phil Brown, John Vidiguest,
yeah.
Fords. He's the only Corvette holding the flag of a Chevrolet.
Oh, and Miguel Santos going slightly wide.
Until Winham, I think. I think Winam is on the Aston probably.
Yeah, but look how many places up ahead. He's not even in the
Yeah,
points.
yeah, that's definitely.
He's not in the points. All the cars in the points are Fords, except Johnny Gutierrez. Now, I'm not
Yeah.
trying to make it look like it's a meta, but it is a meta.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is what I was saying. That this means that Gutierrez is really doing a big difference with his driving, and we
One,
set up
look at
Lucas
that.
Santos.
Miguel
And
Santos on the absolute edge of the track, pushing the limits of the car at Eau Rouge, the 4GT, just wanting to use more of the track. But of course, that means you get loose mid corner. That's not what you want to feel.
yeah,
Go at 250 something kph at Eau Rouge. Now, Miguel Santos applying the pressure to Bart Ericsson. You see, Bart is taking a more conservative line in corner entry, probably to preserve the tires. As we know, these cars are very sensitive.
and from what
Yeah.
I saw, alright, I saw that Santos was struggling to keep the pace of Ericsson on the straight, even with the slipstream. So
Yeah,
I think
I
that
think
Ericsson
Santos
is
is running more wing.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Although look at that, in the technical part, Santos is incredibly fast.
Look at how less road he makes.
I mean, I'll tell you something. As a driver, when I'm driving, it is a different world. But as a viewer, when I'm watching, like, it gets on my nerves to see these guys going on Eau Rouge and all these corners flat out, and sometimes even losing the car a little bit, like just like what Tony Talviti did, and still
Yeah,
Oh, and
kept.
what
and
happened to
What's going on?
Bali? He DNF'd as well. That's the fourth
no,
DNF.
Uh-oh.
another Rouge victim probably.
Let's wait because Miguel Santos is surely gonna try something on Bart Ericsson.
Look at Ericsson on the straight.
On the straight, Bart Ericsson on the straight is untouchable. I think the Ford has a different setup, probably less wing or less aerodynamic
This is going to be really difficult
downforce
for
anyway.
Santos. This is going to be really difficult for Santos.
I told you guys, that's not the guy you want to find yourself chasing, Bart Ericsson. That's gonna be tough
Yeah,
for Santos to
absolutely.
get by.
And because of this, if you don't have too much top speed, it's going to be really hard to overtake.
Now this
Because
is
it's almost impossible to overtake into the corners. You know, it's more easy to be faster on the top speed.
Oh, Miguel Santos
It's
got a
Ooh, look at
great
that.
run
the
out of
run.
the
Oh,
wheel.
go side by side. He's definitely gonna get it. Ooh, yeah, he did actually. I mean,
Oh, and look
even
at
before
that
the
for an
corner.
overtake.
That's an amazing move
Great.
right there.
Great work from Santos.
Santos, what a great exit he got from Eau Rouge.
Oh yeah, he carried out a lot of speed going up. I think he just
Yeah.
trusted his guts and went for it.
Yeah, and probably Barrett Erickson made a little mistake there, because from what I look, he had a bit of oversteer, and as we spoke, Newcomb is getting back places as well.
He is. He's definitely ended
Newcomb
the second.
almost back to his qualifying place. He was starting P7, so he's now fighting for P7 and P8.
Yeah, but
As we speak, Tony Calvice, less than a second towards Johnny Gutierrez. This is gonna get interesting.
I mean, Lorenzo, you have 44 minutes. As a driver, you know that, and you see a guy behind you who is as the same speed of you, if not faster. What do you do? What do you start doing? Do you start panic? Do you keep on the plan? What do you do?
Well, I mean, I myself have raced a Spa a few times. I think what you need to do is be patient. If the guy has more speed, he will get you eventually. It's not your task to worry about the guy behind you. You need to keep the car on the road, and if you do that, you'll gain at the end. Tony Talvice is the one who needs to make the move. You have to put this into your mind. You really get trained to have this mindset. It's the guy behind you who needs to make the pass, not you. So you should always think of yourself in an advantage position. As Newcomb almost overtakes Coelho, but Coelho is able to get him back at the bus stop. Newcomb going now on the outside of Coelho at La Source.
I think he got
Maybe they
past him.
touched because Coelho let it go pretty easily there.
There was a sudden change of places. Couldn't catch exactly what happened, but
yeah, or maybe Coelho has given up, saying himself, okay, it's not my opponent. It's too fast for me. Maybe.
could have been. Now, we will try
Little bit
to
of
go on the time
blocking by
machine to see what happened to
Miguel
Roberto Bali. Because he DNF'd while we were watching the battle of Tony Talviti, I believe. And there we
Oh,
go.
look at that.
That is
Done
a
the Camel
stripped car.
straight.
That's
This is
no...
strange.
It is. It looks like he was trying to keep it going, but...
I think he crashed on Eau Rouge, guys.
Oh, yeah,
And that's
yeah,
another
yeah,
victim.
definitely. Yeah,
You want to put
absolutely.
your money on it, Lorenzo?
Yeah.
There we go.
And
Yes,
the
you were
same
right.
mistake. The same mistake. Look at this. In the middle of the corner.
Oh man,
No,
what
He
happened?
just went straight. What happened there? Oh, there we go. He lost it. Like I
Oh,
think
probably
he...
lost the car. Yeah, and the Radion.
Yeah. And boom to the wall. And another hit.
Double hit. That's gonna probably cause the steering to collapse.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess no one's gonna need
I-
that
I
DRS.
think he
anymore.
tried to get
Yeah,
back to the
if he
pits.
tried to recover, that's the steering wheel is broken. Look at that. He cannot steer the car.
Wow, very unfortunate. He
Yeah,
kept, I
heavy
mean, he
damage to
kept
the
it.
4GT.
He wanted to. You gotta give it to the man. He had some heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
And
he
it's a
lost
pity
his...
because
Yeah.
it's a pity because he was one of the guys who was one of the cleanest driver, one of the drivers who made less mistakes than everybody else in the past 2 races. But take his soul too today.
It absolutely did. And we go now, the third position, Phil Brown, right now, being followed by VD Guest. VD Guest, I must say, he is lacking a little bit now. Now, he needs to start pushing a little bit because he went down from 1 second to 3 seconds now. Not sure if he's conserving his tires, but there's something up there. We will definitely know in the interview. But for now, it seems to me like he needs to push a little bit.
It's now P4 and safe, I would say. He's catching Phil Brown. On the other hand, he needs to worry about Santos because Santos is gaining. So yeah, John Villegas really has to make the most of this race. He's probably never found the proper setup on the Ford because I've never seen him. I mean, fourth place is a great place to be, but John Villegas is one of the guys who you're used to see at the front.
You definitely do. You definitely do. And let's keep in mind, P4, that is what, like 12 points? And if you lose
That's
it, you're going to lose.
points,
Yes,
yeah.
but if you go to P3, that is 3 points extra because you get 15 points. So if Vidigas wants to have a chance in this championship, he must keep pushing and must push harder than this. Because I believe he's got
and don't
something
worry,
more.
he's trailing both Talvice and Good. Actually, the first four, the top four, are placed exactly like they are in the standings. Gutierrez leading with 40 points, Talvice with 33, Brown with about 28, I think 28 or 29 points, Villegas with 26. So he's battling for the championship. That's for
Sorry
sure.
to interrupt you, but I think Talvice made a mistake because he suddenly lost 1 second to Gutierrez.
It could have been a
Yeah,
mistake.
Gutierrez has been gaining steadily for the last couple laps. It was 1.7 seconds clear of Tony last lap, and look at that, it's now 1.9.
Maybe a little bit
seconds. Miguel Santos, a huge
big
lockup.
lock.
That's gonna cause a
my
flat
God.
spot. That's for sure.
I mean, he's still 8 seconds behind Vidigas, so should be fine.
And look at the gap he's built on Barrett Erickson.
Yeah, he's definitely
Yeah, he's
going
really on
for
a
it.
run.
I believe Vidigas and Tony Talviti, since they're on the same team, I believe they're conserving tires for some reason because they know they have to pit. But what would you conserve?
Talvice DNF.
That is not. I will not believe.
What happened?
I refuse to believe
This is
that.
a
What happened to
big shot
Talvice?
for the championship.
Incredible
This is a
stuff.
big shot for the championship.
Don't believe. I don't want to believe that happened. I'm gonna. Somebody give me a time, but I want to go back in the time. I don't want to see.
That's the third time in 3 races that Talvice has a problem mid-race. Incredible stuff.
Oh, he crashed.
So-
Yet another
no.
victim.
Oh, who's collected yet another soul? Boom in the
Oh my
wall.
god, that's a huge impact. Do we have an onboard of the crash?
I think we should make a symmetry right there after this race. How many souls we lost there? That is heartbreaking.
That's the fifth car.
Wow.
Look at that.
That's a weird way of losing it. The suspension lifting, maybe when they go, because that's how Rouge works. You go into the downhill section, so it's positive G's on the car. Then when you go uphill, is negative G's all of a sudden, and so suspension actually release as you go
Look at
uphill.
the
Yeah, I
tires.
lost a tire there.
Look
So
how many
big
spins.
failure.
I mean,
Big
imagine being in the car. Like you look like a B-blade right now.
Yeah.
Oh my
And as
God.
you were saying before, I had fear of this guy making a roof flat out, but I can assure you that with these cars, it's not flat out. You can't do a roof flat out. You
I
have
mean,
to lift up.
Tony.
Otherwise, you're gonna have like the five guys
I mean,
who.
Johnny Gutierrez around. Not sure if he's gonna be happy or be worried that the same fate could happen to him. Not wishing him
I
that
think Johnny Gutierrez is probably happy that
he should.
Yeah,
In my
Talvice's
opinion,
DNF
I would say this, Lorenzo. He must slow down a little bit.
Talvice is P2. I think so. Yeah, it's clear
look at
now.
this! How the car is
Oh.
jumping on the rouge.
I think
Wow.
I think you're starting to feel what I feel now, Ricardo.
Yeah, but the Corvette looks to be softer in terms of
Yeah,
suspension
on
and
a better
springs
setup.
and
Absolutely.
anti-roll bars than the 4GT. The 4GT looks to be the stiffer car, so maybe more sensitive to the changes in elevation and
Yeah.
I mean, I wish we can go to another Corvette to
in
compare, but it's
road
literally
camber.
the only
It can
Corvette we
get
have.
pretty unsettled.
Yeah. And probably, Laura, adding a little bit more of wing, it's actually helping him keeping his back on the line.
Yeah, probably.
Most likely, yeah.
Corvette
Mhm.
looking
Looks
to
very
be
clean
very,
on Bullhorn.
very tidy indeed, as Gutierrez is now 9 seconds clear.
This is gonna be very bad for the
This
championship.
is great news for VD Guest because Talvice actually, I should actually correct that. That's
Yeah,
awful. That's
and
awful
teammates,
news for John VD Guest
teammates.
in a way because that's constructors championship is it's gonna take a massive toll because Talvice is John VD Guest's teammate, but on drivers' standings, John VD Guest will gain points on Talvice.
Yeah, but Lorenzo, Tony Talviti will lose greatly on this one. I mean, VD Guest got promoted, Phil Brown as well, but imagine the points he
As a
lost.
matter of fact, I think he will be
I think Lorenzo is having some internet issues.
18 points.
And as we speak, the pit window has opened.
It is
So-
open. Ricardo, is it between 35 and I
And
forgot actually.
25, yes. 35 from now till 25 minutes till the end. It's going to be the pit window.
So let's keep an eye on who's gonna pit because John VD Guest 7 seconds ahead of VD Guest and also 7 seconds behind Phil Brown. John Gutierrez obviously almost 10 seconds ahead. Nothing to worry about except
Byron-
And
Rouge.
Ericsson already in the
Ericsson
pits.
is the first.
Maybe
Byron
looking
Ericsson
for another.
immediately in the pits.
Yeah.
Maybe looking for an undercut.
And there goes Nick Newcomb right behind him.
And
Ooh.
Newcomb as well.
And we see Barry Erickson goes into the horizon as Nick Newcomb still stays. And there you go, he goes out as well. That was a fast pit stop for Nick Newcomb as well
Yeah.
as Barrett.
I think they can make some time up Coelho.
They
Because with new
could.
tires, these cars are very, very fast. So probably a big undercut. It's going to wait us. Oh no, wait, Coelho was behind. Sorry, my fault.
Oh, and a penalty.
Oh,
probably
no.
a penalty for
No.
Newcomb for speeding into the pit lane.
Oh my god. That's
This
not
this
good.
race is
This
looking more like a
race-
drama.
That is
It's
not
looking
great.
like a drama.
I mean, Nick Newcomb must be devastated right now. That is not something you want in the middle
That's
of the
gonna
race.
be heavy. That's gonna be heavy on Newcomb because he had a great chance of battling with Ericsson, and he binned it completely with the penalty. There's no way you can catch him with a penalty. I don't think.
This is right now, Lorenzo, is giving me flashbacks because as a driver, this mistakes, it haunts you down. Like you literally want
Yeah.
to like an ostrich, put your hand in the ground and nobody to see you because it's you feel embarrassed and you feel angry and you feel it's not worth it anymore. So I believe Nick Newcomb must now relax. Think about he's still in the points. I mean, he could lose 1 or 2 position, but he's still in the fight for the points.
Absolutely, absolutely. I made the same mistake like 1 week ago on a 4-hour Silverstone. I was devastated by that mistake. Spinning in the pit lane
Really
is
guessed into the pit lane.
spinning in the pit lane is often a bad mistake because it's like you forgot to push the
Oh,
button
and Santos
or
as
else
well. Santos and Vidi guessed in the pit lane at the same
covering each
time.
other.
Now,
Miguel Santos just about 7 seconds behind Vitigas, so he gained a couple seconds in the last few laps. Now, I think Coelho is safe. I don't think he pitted yet.
he did not because he's
I
P3
think he
right
should
now.
react, to be
I
honest.
think that Coelho wasn't the guy that forgot to pit into
A
the
penalty,
pit
another
window.
penalty to Santos. Oh no,
Oh my
it's
god,
falling
Oh
it's
down.
no.
incredible.
The skyscraper is falling down, ladies and gentlemen. That's weird. I mean, do they not see the? Maybe it could be in a different position, but this is like an official track, so it shouldn't be a problem. So, I'm sure it's driver fault. Very weird. This is the
Yeah.
second driver it happens to. Wow, not the news we want for anybody, and obviously for Miguel Santos as well.
Yeah, I was doing one hell of a race.
So Miguel Santos will have to pit for a penalty, as well as Nick Newcomb. But we'll keep an eye on him and see if he's gonna. He did right now. He gets out of the pit, loses a position to the Silva, but the Silva wasn't. Well, that was not for position actually.
No,
The Silva was a lapped.
it's lapped. Yeah.
It was a
Yeah,
lapped
Da
car.
Silva had he pitted like 3 times
Actually,
in this race.
Newcomb didn't lose any position. Still behind Boris Ericsson. Yeah, he
but
lost
he's
a lot of
45
time. A lot
seconds
of
behind.
time. Yeah.
How come Silva pitted 3 times?
Probably damage. I saw him pitting
Newcomb on
in,
the
like,
edge.
8 minutes left, 8 minutes from the start, and Brown in the pits. That's critical for the race. Phil
Ooh,
Brown
there he
from
goes.
P2.
I think the Silva has some hardware issue. Look at his brakes. They're like
No,
flashing.
he's been locking up ever since the race started. I saw him.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah,
at
I
that.
remember.
Look at his brakes. When he brakes, it feels like he's touching but like letting go at the same time, which is unnatural. I think it's a hardware issue or something. Definitely not natural. Miguel Santos, the Silva was in a good. We see it switch in position because Coelho right now is
Even
pitted.
his steering style is strange because it's like doing the corner like he has a keyboard. Well, anyway, not.
Yeah, I want to keep an eye on this, Ricardo, because Didier Coelho chose not to pit, so I want to see how this is gonna ends
He
up for
just
him.
pitted.
Yes, but he didn't pit where everyone was.
Now,
He
but he
chose-
waited. He waited
Yes.
probably too much time because look at that. Barrett Ericsson is already in front.
Yeah, Santos served his penalty, gets out
Yeah,
behind Barry
and-
Ericsson. Didier Coelho,
Mm.
P6. It's not too bad,
Yeah,
not too shabby.
Coelho lost a lot of time.
I think he gained
No,
a
I think
position.
he get the position on Newcomb.
Yeah, because they had
Yeah,
a
but
penalty.
Newcomb had to serve the penalty.
Of course.
I think
I-
Coelho could have jumped Ericsson, to be honest.
It's hard to tell, but Vitiges now is 2.6 seconds behind Phil Brown. John Vitiges, I'm rooting for him to get to snatch
Look
a
at
D2.
Phil Brown. That's a long pit stop.
Still in the pits. Still in the pits. Yeah. Absolutely.
Phil Brown? Phil Brown is P2 right now.
Oh, that's a mistake on the. That's a bug on the overlays then. Because we see Brown still in the pits.
Oh,
So probably,
look at this.
Yeah, now it's fixed.
Yeah.
So Phil Brown, 42 seconds.
Yes, but
behind Johnny
look
Gutierrez.
how much he's gaining. Oh, Gutierrez is down in the pit. So Phil
Gutierrez,
Brown
the
trying
last
an
one.
undercut.
Yeah, he
Of the
is in the
front
pit.
runners.
For what reason? This is his first pit stop, I believe.
Yeah, it's the first pit stop. Gutierrez is the last of the front runners to pit. Not sure if he's gonna gain from this.
Well, I want to shift your focus, viewers,
But
and
maybe Phil Brown could have made the move with an undercut.
he could have, but I believe this is a little bit important because Vitiges now is putting it down to 1.8
Gutierrez
seconds.
out of the pit lane, so I think he is gonna
No,
retain
okay,
the lead.
okay, perfect.
Oh, obviously, he was 30 seconds ahead, so he should maintain that lead. But Vitiges now is a man on a mission. he wants to get that P2, and it will affect or reflect on him positively in the championship, because Tony Talviti has dropped out, so he has a great chance to make up some position in the championship league.
Yeah, but from what we saw from the first stint, yet he didn't have the same pace of Brown. Brown was slightly faster. Let's see if Vidigas can like get one gear up. Yeah, can catch up. I don't know if he can. Let's see.
He's close.
I believe he can.
Maybe with the draft on the straights.
I do believe he can.
Let's see. Surely gonna be the battle to watch, as the field is pretty much spread out on the track. Wenham is the last one. He was P9 with the I believe it's a Ford.
Does Santos desperately try to getting his place back on Barrett Ericsson?
He's 3 seconds behind Barrett. He had more pace. We saw that earlier. Fortunately, he had to discount a penalty.
Vidigas on Pujon. Sorry,
Vidigas looking. Yeah, he's loose. He's pushing to catch Phil Brown, which is currently keeping his cool and actually gaining a bit on Johnny Gutierrez.
But I think that Gutierrez right now is really relaxed, if you can say so. He knows that he has more pace than Brown. He has 14 seconds, so it's just trying to manage the gap without taking too many risks.
I like how Barrett Ericsson always keeps his livery on every car and always adjust it and keep it the same. He always stays original. Definitely one of the special things about Barrett Ericsson, something we always noticed in all of this championship that he was a part of. But right now he's 2 seconds ahead of Miguel Santos, who lost a place due to having speeding in the penalty or possibly crossing the entry pit lane before or at a higher speed. So he's minimizing that time now down to 1.9 seconds. He's getting close to Barrett Ericsson. Barrett Ericsson, which is known for being a very consistent driver, so obviously this is not going to be a problem for him. So Miguel Santos I think he has time to push it and make up that place. As he goes into Eau Rouge, this is where you lean up in your seat and you think, Miguel Santos is taking it perfectly fine.
Santos' car is looking one of the best down to Eau Rouge. Really stable.
I have to agree with you, Ricardo. That looks really stable, because I was about to get to the edge of my seat, but then the car seemed very stable. As he goes into turn 5, I believe.
Yeah, and from what we saw, this is a big advantage, because you can have a higher speed during the corner, a higher speed exiting the corner. So really one of the best setups I saw on the Rouge.
You can actually see there in the banner on the bottom right the difference between Barrett Ericsson and Miguel Santos in terms of speed. And that really shows the setup difference between the two cars. Now, Barrett Ericsson is consistently faster in terms of top end, so probably less wing, but that's going to cost him valuable time in the second sector, as you can see. Miguel Santos now hounding Barrett Ericsson towards the last section of the track.
Yes, because when you have a lower downforce, what people must think is, I have top speed, but it actually hinders your exit speed, which affects your ability to overtake, and that's what I'm looking forward to see.
Yeah, Santos driving really over the limit at the moment. Look at this.
Amazing stuff by Santos. What a great show.
Yeah, absolutely. Over the limit of the car, probably is crazy to get the position back and try to close the gap from the guys in front.
He has to focus on getting a good exit out of Eau Rouge Radion now, Miguel Santos.
I think he can. He's one of the best down the Rouge.
Look at this camera shot.
Beautiful.
That is just glorious stuff.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite, man. That's some beautiful shot right there. As Miguel Santos now Probably gonna go for the move. I believe he will.
Yeah. At the chicane at the end of
Yeah, he
Canal.
does. He
Yeah,
does.
Oh, look at
that's a
that.
break
Pops
in.
on to the inside.
Barrett Erickson, also known as being clean
And
driver, goes side by
Ericsson,
side.
great,
Still side by side. Going up into the
great
corner.
defense.
Is he gonna...
And Eric,
Uh-oh.
wow, what a battle, guys.
Ericsson, what a great maneuver by
Yeah.
Ericsson by keeping the line on the outside.
That's a 10 out of 10 defense. I mean, he gave him the space, knew that the
That's
exit will be on his advantage, and he kept on that. He played the very tactically there. I really
Yeah,
like it.
absolutely.
I have a
And when this things happens in your head, you start to say, "I'm faster. Why I can't get past him?" The most important thing Santos has to do right now is not getting angry or getting impatient to get the position. Otherwise, he's going to make a mistake and land Barik Eriksson relaxing time, the relaxing 20 final 20 minutes. He has to stay focused right now and search for a better opportunity, probably at the bus stops or at La Source, because at the end of Kamel, the speed of Barrett Eriksson can be really a problem for Santos.
Well, for sure, as Miguel Santos still putting the pressure on Barrett Erickson, but Barrett Erickson, you can say I'm biased, but he's definitely one of my favorite driver.
Look at
Always
look,
consistent. Yeah.
look at this from the front. They look like just one car.
He might go for it right here. Actually, he does. Yes. Oh,
Oh,
what a great move actually, but he
oh,
locks the brake. He
oh, and a big
starts.
lockup is gonna go straight on, and this gives Barry Erickson the position back. Such a great battle to watch. Miguel Santos trying everything to get P4 out of the hands of Barry Erickson. What a great battle this
yes.
is.
Absolutely, but
But
if you see something, if you saw something there, sorry to cut you off there, Ricardo. Barrett Erickson
no.
is now playing the mind strategy because Miguel Santos, like Ricardo mentioned, knew he has to speed and knew for a fact that he has enough speed to pass him. But because of the mental strategy that Barrett Erickson puts, it puts you in that place where you just have to pass and you don't keep thinking rationally, which is exactly I believe what's going on right now.
Well, Santos got a real run on Barry Erickson. He was a bit too far back, but he
Yeah,
gained a lot of time out of Eau Rouge. Oh, and Barry Erickson going
Santos
wide.
Oh no,
mistakes.
he's still side by side. Oh,
Santos
they touched,
Oh,
not
they
good, not
touched.
good.
And Barry Erickson into the wall.
Uh-oh.
I think this is a bit of a
I was a racing incident
nerve
in my
move
opinion.
by Santos because it
Oh,
looked
and he
like
has damage.
he
Look at
really.
that. He's limping. He's
Uh-oh.
limping. I
That
think
is not
he
good.
may even have a puncture out of that.
He is 8 seconds ahead of Didier Coelho, but he's gonna lose a position if he goes to the pit.
Yeah. Very tough move by Santos there.
I believe it was he did what he had to do because Barrett Erickson made the mistake of going wide, but I believe it's still a racing incident. I mean, obviously,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not
yeah.
saying he made it on purpose. I mean, I said it's a tough move. He tried to cut
I
Ericsson's
think,
possibility to do the corner.
yeah,
Probably
yeah.
Ericsson tried to play the same game and not try not to move
For sure,
pit
but I believe
corner.
he
It's a
kind
pity.
of swerved tiny bit. I mean, admins can look at it after, but he's a little bit swerved into Barrett Erickson way because they were still side by side, and yeah, not sure what happened.
I think they both moved towards each other. Bart wanted to make the corner and take the line on the outside as he did before, so he turned to the right, while Santos had to slightly get on the on the left part of the track to set himself up for the corner. As we see, Art Ericsson trying his best to keep the 4GT on the
Yeah,
track,
it's
but
not
Didier
gonna
Coelho
happen.
had to take evasive action
Not
in
today.
Blanchimont.
This is a bad news
He's
because these
going.
two
He's going
guys
to the
were
pit.
giving us a very fun fight. What a pity.
Yeah, this is like a senior hero going through bad stuff, but yeah, it is what it is for Barrett Erickson. But good
Absolutely.
news for Miguel Santos. He's now
That's
P4.
incredible, though.
Yeah.
Miguel Santos, in his first outing with the 4GT GT1, able to battle for a P4, and without the penalty, who knows?
Vitiges still trying to get to P2, but I don't think that's gonna happen because now he's dropped
Yeah.
once again. Because this happened in the first stint where he was 1 second actually close to fight, but in the mid of the stint he starts slowing down, going down. I think because he's not being careful a little bit with these tires. We'll definitely hear from him on the interview later. But the man of the race, the man of the race of today is Johnny Gutierrez. in his American livery car with the red accent on it. Definitely in the march to take the win of today's race. Definitely gonna extend his lead now ahead of Tony Talviti. Tony Talviti will not score any point. Can you believe it?
That's incredible. That's incredible. Tony Talviti was one of the main contenders for pretty much every race, and all the time he has had bad luck, except for Silverstone, where he did have bad luck there as well because he got a penalty before the start, but he was able to make up for it and win the race at the end. But he had a problem. I'm not sure what happened. I can't remember what his problem was at Brno, but he lost like 13 to 14 places in lap 1 and had to make up for it mid-race. And then again at Spa, the 4GT got loose at the Radeon section, and he got sent into the wall big time and terminal damage, of course, to the 4GT.
Yeah, I think the Shadow Realm has collected multiple souls today, and for a fact, viewers, beloved viewers, and ladies and gentlemen, we have all the cars right now driving are all in the points. Every single car, from the Silva to Gutierrez, they're all gonna get points today because 5 cars have been collected and sent to the Shadow Realm of Eau Rouge.
Yeah, and Gutierrez, I think, is going for a Grand Chelem. Pole fastest lap and in first position from the start to the end of the race.
Santos with a problem. I think he DNF'd. I reckon he DNF'd.
He did DNF, yes.
Oh my God! What happened to him?
I don't know. That is
the sixth.
Something we will definitely find out.
Victim. Is it the 6th victim of
Ricardo, I know you're trying to foreshadow it. I really hope not. It's gonna be very bad. Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Lord.
And
Lord have mercy.
Another soul today.
Another fallen soldier in
That's
Eau Rouge.
different. That's actually a different dynamic than the crashes we have seen before. I think
it is. Oh my! Oh,
you see there in the compression, he got loose.
Maybe a bit of lag. Maybe a big lag.
Could have been lag. Could have been a bump. I mean, this is an official
track.
Yeah,
then he bottoms out at the beginning of the inside curve. I think he lost it under the compression effect that you get downhill and smash the back into the wall. That's going to be terminal damage to the engine, that's for sure.
I think his engine. The car, like aerodynamic, didn't seem like it got hurt, but the engine definitely, because he hit the, I mean, what do they say? If you hit the car from the back, you were oversteering. In this case, he.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's gonna be probably a gear shift, gearbox failure for sure, and as a consequence, the engine will die instantly, and you stall onto the racetrack. Such a shame for Santos. He was doing a great job in P4. He's not gonna be forced to score 0 points with a DNF, and that's heartbreak.
It's definitely heartbreak. Yeah.
Race.
I feel a bit guilty because I said, "Oh, Miguel Santos' car is looking one of the best down Eau Rouge."
Yeah, well, I had to break it down to you, Ricardo, but your curse definitely worked right there.
My fault. Sorry, Miguel.
Yeah, we're all apologizing on behalf of Ricardo for cursing that beautiful comeback he had, because let's keep in mind he had a penalty and was able to go all the way up to P4. So yeah,
maybe a little bit of karma for what happened with Ericsson. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope not, but yeah, it's very, very sad news for him. But nonetheless, a happy man right here, Gutierrez.
Still in the pits.
No, that's a bag.
Same bag as before.
The overlays. I'm not sure what's going on at Spa, but they report Wenham in the pits for 14 minutes, so that's surely a bug. Now it's fine. 2 laps down, Wenham in P9. Him and Da Silva really never got to find a good setup here on Spa. They're currently trailing everybody else by 1 lap. Ed Jones in P7, as a matter of fact, a guy we are used to see doing good in the GT3 field.
Yes,
really
of course.
A bit, quiet in P7.
Is that an
Of course, Bart Ericsson in P6.
Is that an Aston Martin, Lorenzo, in the
That's
points?
that is an Aston Martin. That's Venom in P9.
Wow.
The only other Aston Martin alive, I
And
think.
it's actually in the points. That's
And look at him. You saw the line he took in Eau Rouge. That's actually the conservative line. He carried less speed than the guys who hit the apex and pretty much went off. He braked before the downhill section, and he was able to keep it on the track. So maybe that's the way some drivers are approaching the corner to avoid going off. That's understandable considering the amount of DNFs that we got at Eau Rouge today, the first of which was Rob Milliken with the Corvette. Oh, and Venom needs to be careful though, because the curbs are unforgiving anyway.
yeah, he's definitely trying to be conservative, but he's been locking his brakes. He's very, very conservative, I would say right now. Not in a political way, of course. We're talking racing, so people in the chat or in the comment section, don't get so triggered. It's not yet, not yet. As the Silva goes, I think he's last position, is he?
Yeah, he's last in P9. The only pretty much battle which is going on right now is VD Guest and Brown, although VD Guest does not seem to have the pace to fight with Phil Brown, which is deservedly in P2.
Yeah, but do you remember this, Lorenzo? De Silva has been, and please don't make this a curse. De Silva has been the luckiest guy when it comes to other people crashing. He always take the advantage of other people unfortunates. Now, he was, I believe, P14, and now he's all the way up to P9 solely because other drivers DNF. Now, this is not to belittle De Silva, but to show the amount of luck he's getting, and to show that to finish, to win, or what's it, Lorenzo? Please enlighten me.
To finish first you have to finish.
There you go.
And that's Gil da Silva. I mean, you cannot blame the guy. I mean, he's one of the most conservative and consistent guys in the field. Although he has a problem here, I think.
I believe
he
so.
He went slowly outside of the bus stop chicane for a moment. Anyway, Gil da Silva, with all sorts of problem under braking, from what I'm seeing, he was the champion of the DPI class, the IMSA series, so he's fast, he's quick. But what he bases his strategies on is waiting. So he, keeps his cool, lets the other guys fight between each other, and then makes the most out of that. And that's how some drivers approach the race, and that gives variety to the field. That's a good thing, I think.
I believe so. This livery, though, reminds me of a classic livery of the Ford back in the 60s and the 70s. It's the goal for these.
Yeah, this is a reminder. It's
yes.
kind of a tribute to the old Ford GT40.
It's called the
Le
Golf,
Mans
right?
series.
Wasn't it called the Golf with the
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
One of the most
iconic liveries in the world of motorsports in general. I think John Vitigas, by the way, made a mistake because he fell almost 8 seconds behind Phil Brown. So something must have happened to John Vitigas, which we didn't see. Of course, he's safe from Coelho, which is about 40 seconds behind him.
He's definitely safe from Didier Coelho. He's 37 seconds ahead of Didier Coelho. Nothing to worry about, but he shouldn't start lacking right now. I mean, he should keep his pace up. I don't know what's going on with Vitigas. He always starts hard and goes back down in the middle of the race. In this particular series, I'm talking. Because in the other series, he's been shining, always going hard, but I think he's still adapting to these cars so far. As he locks up again. A lot of people are locking up. Are you guys seeing this?
Yeah, the brake bias is proving to be tough to set up for Spa. Probably that's related to the wing. Because you have less downforce, of course, you're going to have less weight onto the cars. And that's always a problem in braking because the car gets light either on the front or the back, depending on the section of the track. So yeah, it's Spa proving to be a tough race, tougher than what we saw at Brno, which was a new track for pretty much everybody else.
And Spam has taken two important drivers, which were Santos and over the top Talvici.
Yeah, that's for sure. Salvicia was one of the first casualties as well.
Yeah. I mean, this is. We told you before. This should have been a game changer. That Oruge would have been a game changer. So that proved us right.
Now we keep an eye on Didier Coelho ahead of Nick Newcomb, 8 seconds right now. Not a lot of battles going on right now, so we'll try to keep you entertained as much as we could because so far Johnny Gutierrez leading by 25 seconds, VD Guest 5 seconds behind Phil Brown. He made up some seconds now. Not sure if Phil Brown made a mistake or VD Guest is actually doing what I was always saying to push, but not sure. We'll see about that. Didier Coelho 39 seconds behind VD Guest. A lot of time. I mean, that's going to take a miracle for him to get to go close to VD Guest unless once again VD Guest screws it up, which I believe that's not going to
Yeah.
happen anytime soon.
Unless Rouge is going to claim another soul.
Now, don't you dare say that one more time, Ricardo, because that is definitely a curse and a half.
Today was a slaughter from that
You know what it
corner.
reminds me of? Today was a good day, Ice Cube. That was a
yeah,
absolute
and
gold.
maybe can we maybe see an on board with Gutierrez, one lap with Gutierrez.
Yeah, of course, Gutierrez.
Not sure if you guys saw that, but VD Guest is 5 seconds behind Phil Brown, so he gained a lot of time.
I did. I mentioned I didn't know if Phil Brown made a mistake or VD Guest is actually pushing because 2 seconds right out of the bat seemed like a little bit unnatural.
Seems like the second one probably.
But it's still not enough. It's down to 4 seconds now. Look at it.
Let's see what happens in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. Do you think he has much time? I don't think so. I would love to think so, but it doesn't look like he could, unless Phil Brown decides to have a little chit chat with the Shadow Realm.
And with 2 minutes 30, Laura, I want to ask you, if you were Gutierrez, would you slow up a little bit just not to take 3 laps, but only 2, and risk Rouge only after 2 laps?
That's a good question.
Considering the gap that he has.
You don't get extra points for the fastest lap, so yeah, I would probably chill and just manage the gap at this point. I mean, it's two laps left pretty much, and you have 27 seconds on the guy in P2, unless you're fearing you're gonna get a penalty, which of course isn't the case with Johnny here. Then yeah, I would probably slow down, which is the most logical thing to do, because there's nothing you can gain by going faster than what you're doing right now. So yeah, I would be one of the guys who managed the gap at this point.
Now, I don't know what's going on.
The good question would be, if you're VD Guest, would you push?
I know where you're going.
Or would you salvage the
4 seconds
points for P3?
4 seconds in 2 laps. I think you have to take too many risks. So unless Phil Brown is not making any mistake, I really think that this is going to be the podium. I don't think that Villegas wants to risk his 3rd position
now,
to get a 2nd position.
This is not. I don't think this is news, but De Silva is in the pit, so I thought I was going to mention that again.
Yeah,
but
definitely not a news.
You know what? If I was the VD Guest, I would push it because screw it. I'm 4 seconds, 3 seconds now behind a guy who I believe I had the pace before to pass. Might as well just go ahead and give it a shot, but definitely not in the Eau Rouge.
Yeah, Nas, considering all that happened in this race, would you really risk a safe 3rd place just to try and get close to to the guy in front, which is right now 4 seconds ahead and 1.5 lap.
I mean, as a driver, Ricardo, if you ask
Okay.
me as a driver point, I would answer it in two ways. As a driver points, I always race with an engineer, with the guy talking to you right now, Lorenzo. I always have somebody to tell me what to do when it comes to pushing or slowing down. Sometimes I do what I have to do, but sometimes I get asked to tone it down a little bit or push harder. So I don't get to worry about that much unless I'm racing alone in a particular series. But when it comes to a general view, I believe he should be a little bit conservative. Yeah, that's actually, besides joking, that's actually a good point. Why would you risk it? And you're in actually P3, a position you wouldn't have been in the first place because Miguel Santos DNF'd. I think he should be conservative. 41 seconds ahead of what, Didier Coelho? Why are you going to risk it anyway? You will look obviously like you're not, I mean, I don't want to say the word, but you will look, you know what I mean. As Phil
For Brown,
Brown.
I think big problems.
Yeah, and although when you're a driver and you see the guy in front of you, you can actually see him in your, front view, and you see him struggling. That's tougher.
It
It's
is
gonna be
tempting.
tougher for you to control yourself
It is very
Yeah,
tempting.
and not make a move.
I know what you mean. I clearly see what you're saying, but at the moment, uh, maybe if it was like 2.5 seconds, I would have tried it.
Mm.
But still 3 seconds, it's not. The game's not worth it. You know.
This might be the
Uh,
last lap, right?
it should
I think we're gonna
be.
get. I think we're gonna
I
have
don't
another
know.
one. I think we're gonna have
If
another one.
if Gutierrez is smart, right now he's going to
He could slow down if he
maybe
wants,
slow down.
literally.
Yeah, I would slow down and just end the
Yeah.
race.
He could just stop at the, I mean, I don't know, not sure if that's, is it
I
allowed
don't
in,
think I don't think he need that because 20 seconds till the end. I think.
Actually, if you wanna be cheeky in Gutierrez's hand, you would actually start the next lap as fast as you possibly can to get Vidigas a chance to battle Phil Brown, because that's gonna
I,
make
I
you
don't think we are
safer
gonna
in
have
the
to.
standings.
I don't think we are
true.
gonna have another lap because three,
Yeah, no, it
two,
is the last lap
and
for
0,
Vidigal. Oh,
and
there you go. The,
this is
the
over.
checker
This is
flag
over,
for
guys.
Gutierrez.
Checker flag.
Johnny
Gutierrez winning.
Gutierrez, with an untouchable drive,
Grand Slam for him. Grand
dominates
Slam for him.
dominates the Spa-Francorchamps GP in the FIA GT1 series, as we are now watching Phil Brown come to a great and deserved second place. Look at the time that John Villegas is gaining in the last
Yes.
few corners. Look
Man
at
of
that.
art. Well, look at it,
Yeah,
1.5
great
second.
drive.
Yeah, I believe if it was one more lap, this could have been interesting. This could have been really interesting.
And Didier Coelho with, I mean, it was a good drive because he stayed out of the problems and used the mistakes from others to get a nice fourth place for him.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe
solid
so. I believe
effort
so.
from Didier.
Wood medal for him.
He's about to
And
cross.
of course, I wanna give props to Newcomb as well, because after the torrid time he had with the Murcielago at Brno, he's back in the top five, and what a great place to do it. And who
Yeah,
knows? Maybe without the penalty, it would have been even
yeah.
better. But
Most
Maybe
likely, yeah, I
battling
believe
with
so as well.
Gas. I don't know.
Spa always delivers, and today was
And
no exception. I
Yeah,
think
but don't
we
forget
got a
about this man,
great
though.
competitive race.
one of the guys who showed a great fight. One of the two parts of a great fight.
One of my favorite as well.
Yeah, Bart Erickson, a bit of unlucky with that contact, but as always, a solid race for him
It was
with the sixth
inevitable.
place.
The pass was gonna happen. It was inevitable. So I
Yeah,
think the damage could have
absolutely,
been
absolutely.
avoided, but props to him, like you said, for keeping it on track. As Ed Jones already finished, I believe Stefan as
Everyone
well.
finished. Everyone finished.
Everyone. What a great race! Full with a lot of fallen soldier and filled with a lot of action.
Yeah,
Now, definitely a moment of silence to all those fallen soldiers, Santos, Telviti, Bali, Ekins, Milliken, Upham, all of them. Every single car got demolished in Aarhus, literally. and there could have been a different variance of how it happened, but it happened there.
Yeah, the worst thing is seeing so much 4GT is I I think it would be better to see some other cars, but if the 4GT is the fastest car, which I'm not really sure because the leader of the championship is with the Corvette, uh, so I don't know. Let's see how the next race is going to be. This was a fantastic race, very hard. So Laura, if you want to with the standings.
Johnny Gutierrez, with an incredible win at Spa, wins the third race of the GT1 Championship and extends his lead over Phil Brown and John Villegas, who come P2 and P3 respectively. Pierre Coelho with a solid drive in P4. Nick Newcomb finally back up to the top 5 in P5 with the 4GT. Barrett Ericsson in P6 with kind of an unlucky touch with Miguel Santos in the closing stages. Ed Jones in P7, solid effort from him as well. Stephen Wenham with the Aston Martin, the only DBR9 to score points in the series, as a matter of fact. In P8, Gil da Silva scores 2 points in P9. Good job from him. Miguel Santos, the first, I should say last in terms of timeline. DNFs, he crashed out on Eau Rouge. Tony Talvice, another Eau Rouge casualty in the 4GT, big contender. He was in second place and battling with Johnny Gutierrez for the actual lead of the race. In P11, Roberto Bali, another DNF. Of course, he kept it going on the Camel Straight, but steering damage and suspension failure forced him to retire. Mark Atkins, another of the Corvettes, DNF. Rob Milliken, another casualty at Eau Rouge, crunching the outside wall in the blue Corvette. And heartbreak for Paul Hoppan as well, as he was one of the first guys to DNF out of the third race of this amazing FIA GT1 2010 Revival Series. If you guys want to be part of this, check simracingonline.co.uk. We're going to race at Portimao in 2 weeks' time on the 7th of August 2022. Autódromo do Algarve, as a matter of fact, one of the best race circuits, personally, I think, in Europe. And then for round 5, at the end of August, in Interlagos, we're going to have the season finale, and who knows what's going to happen. We had very different winners in the first 2 races, but now Johnny Gutierrez really looks to be the guy to beat.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, I'm really looking for the Algarve circuit because it's going to be really hard with these cars, and it's very tight. It's a tight track, so it's going to be very hard to overtake. Um, let's see. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this race.
Now it is not over yet because we will see if we're gonna get in a hold of other drivers to get into the interview. So stay with us for that.
I'm here.
Hello, VD guest. Great race today, filled with a lot of stuff. Obviously, you didn't see what we all saw. Probably, maybe you were having the third screen right next to you, but a lot of things happened in today's race, and obviously you were part of it. Uh, great result today. P3, fantastic race. Talk us through how was the race? How was everything for you? How did it go?
Well, to be short, Phil kicked my ass. I was trying to keep up with him. So on the first stint, I was on the soft tires, just like him, I guess. And then at the end, at the end of the first stint, my tires began to drop off because of the tire wear, of course. And then when we pitted, I was actually too late. I forgot about the pit window. So it was already 33 minutes in to go, and I wanted to stop earlier to gain track position on him because of my fresher tires, but I was too late, so okay. But then I thought by myself, at the moment that I was coming into the pit lane, I thought to myself, well, let's take a gamble. Let's not take the soft tires, let's take the medium tires. So when Phil, if he comes out ahead of me, when he comes to the end of the second stint, his tires will have worn off, and I will have the better tires because my tires are medium, and didn't wear so quick. But then I noticed that on the medium tires, I just couldn't get the pace in to keep up with him. So that backfired on me. But okay, P3 is not bad. It's a podium, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely, Vidigas. There was a. I mean, you were P4. I was definitely going hard on you, telling to that you should push and you should actually push because it always looked to me like you always at the start of the stints you start harder. You always start like with a lot of energy, but you start dropping little by little and you start losing time, and the people in the back started catching up on you. Now, lucky you today that didn't happen because you were so far ahead.
What happened then? What were there dramas behind me?
There were a lot of drama. You will definitely see that in the VOD when
Oh,
it's done. There was a
okay.
lot of souls, a lot of fallen soldier, and all of them,
Yeah.
every single one, has been a casualty in Eau Rouge. Every car that DNF today,
You
five
mean
of them.
they spun out in Eau Rouge with the
Yeah,
oversteer?
Well,
everyone.
I don't want to
Pretty much everyone.
spoil it too much for you, VD guests, so that you get to watch the VOD as well. But yeah, I will tell you a little bit of spoils. Yes, there were a lot of fallen
Okay.
soldiers. Shadow Realm have collected a lot of souls
Yeah,
today. So.
we can say it with a more like dark dark saying like uh today Orouge collected 6 souls of 6
Ah,
poor drivers.
okay.
Yeah,
Well,
one,
that's
one
why I
of,
did the testing. I did the testing to dial that out.
yeah.
But a big compliment to Phil Brown because I thought he was going so fast through Eau Rouge,
Yeah.
and I wasn't going so slow myself through Eau
Yeah.
Rouge. And it happened to me twice that I had a little moment, but I was able to catch it because the trick is that uh, you huck the first apex on the right, but then you don't. Then after that, you go as straight as possible while applying the
Yeah.
power from that point on. And you don't take. You try to avoid the curb on the left side. You don't go straight over it because that will sling you to the left. I bet most cars oversteer to the right side because they their line was too curvy into the Eau Rouge, I think. But the trick is to lift off at the beginning of it, and then as soon as you have your straight line, you slam the throttle down, and then you go like hell.
Yeah.
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 Well,
Yeah, I tried some laps and was practically impossible to do flat out. So
Mm.
for sure. I wanna.
But
Yeah, go ahead, John. Go ahead, of course.
I wanted to say that congrats to Phil and Johnny, of course. But I got my ass kicked by Phil Brown uh, in a sporting way. He was much faster than me, so he most definitely deserved the second place.
For sure, Villegas. I congratulate you once again to that P3. Absolutely beautiful. It's going to make a great impact on the championship. But I really want to talk to Miguel Santos, who
one of
was
the
an
victims of
unlucky,
Rouge.
yeah, an unlucky lucky driver of today, a man who's coming to us back from the Shadow Realm to get interviewed today. Miguel Santos, first of all, sorry for what happened. You were having a wonderful race, went all the way with that penalty and got back position all the way up to P4. But then it happened. What happened? Talk us through.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, the thing was the incident at the Rouge. I've been having this specific problem with this track with Spa with my PC. So every time I skip a session or I restart a session, whatever is online, offline, it doesn't matter. I get every 10 seconds I get a massive stutter, and I have to basically drive through it with it. I can't do anything about it because every time I mean, if I start testing by myself, the first time I get into the track, it's no problem. But as soon as I skip to the next session or I restart it, it gets every 10 seconds I got a stutter in the CPU spike. So I had to fight it during quali, during the race as well. But my problem was, I was thinking to myself, I cannot have it in the middle of our roof, and that's exactly what happened to me. So as soon as I was already on the throttle when it happened, so I was in the middle of the crest, a little bit before the last kink, and was like mid throttle, and it started, and the rear came out on me. I had no chance of getting it back, just the massive shame. And yeah, I think I mean, according to Max Ruch, if I to some year I had the pace, I knew I had the pace at quali, but I had the crash as well at Eau Rouge, but that was my mistake. During the race, I kind of didn't feel right with the car, but according to him, I had the same pace as the guys in front. So I don't know what. Let's see on the next one if I can go and fight it up with the boys in the front group.
Now, if
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead,
Miguel,
Ricardo.
yeah. I have to say sorry to Miguel because I'm the one who said that your car was looking the best down Eau Rouge, and then like 3 laps later you crashed on it. So I feel a bit guilty about that.
No problem, man. No problem. Sure, you had nothing to do with it.
Now, Miguel Santos, if I'm correct, you are from Portugal. Is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Well, the next track we're going to is Algarve, which is located, I believe, in Portugal. So,
Been there. I watched MotoGP last year. It's
so it's
amazing.
a hometown race. Are you looking forward to that? Are you gonna practice harder than you ever did before? I'm sure you practice harder.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't know. I've rested this track back. I think we had an European Le Mans Series championship like 1 year ago, 2 years ago, and I managed P3 or P2 back in the day. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. No, I can't lie. I'm really looking forward to it.
I would love to see. I mean, we all know when it comes to our hometown tracks, we always try to do something about it. It doesn't matter. Practice twice the time, 3 times more than what you normally do uh, to get that maximum results. But I want to switch now to Nick Newcomb, who I will. I think he finished probably P5 or P6, not sure, but
P5, yeah.
P5. Yeah, you had a penalty. I remember. Some stuff were going on. Nick Newcomb, how was today's race for you?
Oh dear me! I think looking at the pace of everybody else, even without the first lap incident at Eau Rouge, I don't think I would have finished anything better than P4. That's my thinking. So because of that penalty, because I forgot to press the pit limiter, I got a 10-second stop and hold, and that gave away P4. But after when I did the first pit stop, I was in P7, and then when I got the penalty, I came out from the penalty stop, and I was still in P7. So I caught a break there. So all things relative, P5 is pretty good, I think. Miguel was doing well. I thought we were going to get a good points haul for the team, but yeah, I think it was a tough race. What everybody knew. It was a shame that we had so many cars crash out, but I think ride height was the main thing there. If your car was too low, you were just going to go.
Well, I would
I have
definitely
a
tell
question
you.
for Nick.
Yeah, go ahead, John. Go ahead.
Yeah, can I ask a question?
You can absolutely do so. Go ahead.
Okay, you've driven the Lambo and now you've driven the Ford, so you can compare now. Which car do you like better?
Yeah, I like the Lambo better, to be fair.
Okay.
But the both offer different aspects. Obviously, I don't know. It's my first race in the Ford. I think I've still got a lot to learn, especially with the tires. And I think that was at the beginning, my best lap was only a 2:07.0. And then there was quite a big drop off, and I think I haven't conquered tire wear. If I can stabilize the tire wear a bit better, I think the stint will last a lot longer. Like I got the tire wear to last a lot longer in the Lamborghini. So
Okay.
that's the next thing to look at. If I can get the tire wear to help Miguel, because sadly I'm away the next race.
Oh,
But I can race the final race at Sao Paulo, so that's fine. So I'll just help Miguel ready for the race.
I'll be honest with you. I was really surprised that you were way down the list because I'm I marked you as one of the podium guys because you were so already you had a really fast time on the live timing sheet, and then I saw you in the qualifying and also very close. You had top six, the sixth position, I believe.
Yeah.
So. Well, I had you marked down for a podium. I thought, well, Nick is gonna.
I think it was a case of finish, be safe
Because
because
you're quick enough to be there. Nick.
yeah, but I knew the difficulty at Eau Rouge, and I know the line to take. I ran a higher wing than I have been practicing just to make
Oh,
sure.
okay. Yeah. Safety
I
first.
just safety first. And I decided on that earlier today. I could easily have done 206s, but the tire wear would have been worse. And I was just worried about obviously Eau Rouge, and looking at the amount of people that came off at Eau Rouge, I was right. So I think overall, I think I've made the right choice. First race in this car, I didn't have enough information really.
So it's a keeper, or you're gonna roll back to the Lambo.
It's up to Miguel. If he wants whichever car he wants to race in, we'll practice. Like, you know, what I mean, I'm available for a couple of days this week before I go away on the Wednesday. On the Thursday, I'll go away and come back on the Sunday, and then I'm away again the following Wednesday. So I've got a few days to put some laps in with Miguel, so we can decide on which car he wants to race.
Well, good
From
luck
that.
to you because you deserve a good result.
Yeah. Well, I got a
You
P5,
got
so
the
I'm happy
pace.
with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
got that.
Guys, just a first question for all the three of you. Uh, keeping stick on the cars. Yeah, we are talking about. I talking about the Lambo and the 4GT. But at the moment, the the leader of the championship is on a Corvette, which seems to be the only driver you can make the Corvette work. You think that maybe the 4GT is the easiest car to drive, but not the fastest?
Yeah, probably. I might have a look at the Corvette, see what we can do. I drove these cars in R Factor 1, and like I've said before, the car that I drove the most was the Lamborghini. Um, I just don't know. Maybe that being ported over R Factor 2 is a little bit different. So I'll have a look at the Corvette. But like I said, it's up to Miguel. I'll work a setup for all three, and then he can have a choice, and we'll go from there.
Well, we definitely look forward to that. We will definitely look forward to all of you guys and see how. I mean, this is, I'm sure the results is gonna shake up the championship a little bit for now, but the next race and the one after, I think everyone will be on high alert. Everyone will be a little bit more careful than what happened today. Obviously, disaster race for like 6 drivers today.
Yeah.
There, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
And a big shot for the championship because
Yeah.
Salvice got the DNF.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
which will put, I think, VD Guest all the way up to P2 in the championship. So he's all the way near there,
Yeah.
Johnny Gutierrez, if he really wants to snatch, probably,
Uh,
because he still have a
y-
little bit of a chance to get
yes.
the lead.
You know,
Oh,
at the moment, Salvice was looking like the only guy who can keep the same pace as Gutierrez. So it was
Yes,
a
but
big shot
mhm.
this race.
It's
I'll
And
it's
have to,
it's hard to
I'll
tell
keep a
what's.
lookout. Yeah, I'll keep a lookout for the result because obviously I'm missing. So we'll see what I have to do in the final event. It's Sao Paulo, which is one of my favorite tracks. So I'll be pushing for that one.
It is definitely
yeah,
still an open field, an open battlefield for all of you guys to get all the way as high as you want. Because with this formula of only the top 10 gets the points, it's all out. You guys are gonna push it all out, and I believe you will do. And it's gonna be exciting. Definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to. I'll keep a lookout. Once I've finished playing at the festival and see how the results gone when I'm finished, and then when I get back, it'll be concentrating on making sure that me and Miguel can get some points and push the team championships, and hopefully I'll still be in with a shout in the drivers' championship.
We definitely hope so. We sincerely thank all of you for joining us today for the little interview. We're always appreciative for that. Thank you once again to John, Miguel, Nick, Thanks as well to Lorenzo and Ricardo for always being here with us, cheering and always taking care of all the stuff necessary, technical, whether that is. Thank you all for being with us. We wish you the best of luck in the next track, Algarve, which is Al Gharb in Arabic. Definitely, I just wanted to mention that. Don't worry about it. But yeah, good luck for that. Thanks for everyone who's watching right now. This VOD will be uploaded to Sim Racing Online YouTube channel, so definitely check that out. Subscribe to there to check all the past VODs as well. They're all recorded and saved there. If you want to take part of this series, go ahead, and the link is in the title, simracingonline.co.uk. Make an account for free. All you gotta pay for is the DLC, and the track that you gotta pay for now is already done, so everything else should be free. Go ahead. The mod should be free as well. Is that right, John? The mod is free, right?
Absolutely free. Yeah.
It is free, as you heard from the man himself. And then go ahead and start racing. Follow us on the channel Ether Racing. We will be live soon. The week after this, we will see you on the next one. Have a wonderful evening, to morning, whatever you are. Enjoy the rest of your day. And until then, goodbye.
Let's not forget the broadcast guys. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's sweet of you. Appreciate it, John. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciating, John.
Thank you.
Bye.